What's up, Sky Squad? It's your boy, Richie Skye. We are back in the building. So glad to see a lot of you guys joining in today. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I'm not sneezing nonstop, but still a little bit stuffy. If you guys are watching in that good chatterization, let me know exactly where you're watching from. Y'all know I like to see it. Let me know where y'all watching from. I see y'all Louisiana, Charlotte, Oakland, Baton Rouge, Jacksonville. Where else? We got Portland, Oregon. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. San Antonio, New Jersey, Tacoma, Washington, Charlotte, North Carolina, California, Houston, British Columbia, Canada. All about the tea. I see you, homie. I see you, boo. Make sure you guys are also following All About the Tea on the good YouTube as well as Instagram for all the latest and greatest in Housewives and reality TV news as well. We'd love to show support over here, y'all. Let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty, y'all, because, you know, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of quick news updates for y'all today. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen the preview for the latest episodes of The Real Housewives of Potomac, but in it, we see Monique Samuels kind of getting a little bit, you know, irate with some of the ladies for this latest rumor that's coming out about Michael Darby. We're going to get into that, but I want you guys to know that if you go to bravotv.com, you can actually see the first 5 minutes of the new episode. Actually, right now, when you sign in with your email address, they have this, I guess they're starting this new thing where they're going to be giving out clips and behind the scenes stuff to people who sign up. So make sure you guys go check that out. Sign up at bravotv.com. I'm not getting paid for this. I just want you guys to be able to see, you know, the clips and the previews as I see them as well. So let's get down into the scenerization here. Okay, so the scene is this. Apparently, when I told you guys about Candiace finding out that information about Michael Darby back in this episode, okay, she finds the information out. She then, you know, goes and tells Giselle about the information, and Giselle tells her that she has to tell Ashley. Well, they go to dinner, and of course, Candiace alludes to not telling Ashley about the situation in the episode at the dinner. She tweeted about this. So apparently, at some point later that night, okay, you'll see it in the scene in the first 5 minutes. If I can find the link real quick, I'll put it down in the description below or in the video chatterization real quick. But she ends up telling her later, I guess after dinner. And so, you know, Monique ends up leaving the ladies alone so that they can have their conversation. And at that point, I guess Monique gets a little irritated, and I don't know if this is the same night or the next day. She's irritated because the ladies are having this sidebar conversation, and I'm pretty sure at that point she probably knows exactly what's going on. So, you know, when she confronts all the ladies about it, Ashley says, well, Candiace was respectful. She was woman enough to come to me last night. Her friend has sent her this information about Michael's whereabouts and what he was allegedly doing on Thursday night. Okay. So this is apparently all too familiar to Monique. And she says, haven't we been down this road before? When are we going to wake up and realize that some roads aren't good to go down and just leave it alone? So clearly she knows about the rumor at this point. Somebody has probably told her either from production or one of the ladies have told her exactly what happened. And then she says, this is like deja vu of last year. We saw that didn't work, and then we do it again. And so then Candiace responds back and says, well, we're not, which is why I wanted to have the conversation privately. Now, Candiace, for her part, does go on to apologize to Monique for being away from the group for an extended period of time to have this conversation with Candiace. And then Monique says this, we all hear things all the time. It doesn't have to always be put out there. I'm sick of people attacking marriages. Leave people's marriages alone. She says this in her interview, this is a pattern that I noticed with Candiace. You were being messy when you invited Charisse to your anniversary party, who was clearly coming after my marriage. Stay out of people's marriages. So apparently this whole situation blows up. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this attention to you guys is because I kind of wanted to, here's the thing. On one part, I do respect Candiace for sharing this information with Ashley outside of the group. But I think what Monique was saying here, if I'm reading this correctly, and if I'm reading the scene correctly, is at the end of the day, what she's saying is we hear stuff about everybody all the time. That doesn't mean that we need to bring it to the group. Now, when she's saying bring it to the group, I'm assuming she really means we don't need to always bring it up on camera. And here's an example of what I mean by that. So I get people that send me tea all the time about specific reality stars and people and stuff like that. And most of the time when people send me, the tea, it could either be a conversation that they had with a person or something that they know about a situation. I'll just react to it like, oh, snap. Oh my God, I can't believe that, but I don't typically bring a lot of that to you guys because I just feel like I just don't always do it. It's not, some things I just have to use my discernment about whether or not I want to bring it to you guys. That's why I typically only talk about and we do commentary on the things that have been printed. Now, no shade to anybody else. That's just how I do it. Okay. So at the end of the day, I want to know what you guys would have done, because for real, if all of them are always receiving information about each other, which I know for a fact that a lot of reality stars, and Cynthia has said this before too, that if you know for a fact that all of you guys receive tea on each other, at what point in time do you say, I'm not going to make this into a storyline? Okay. At what point in time do you say that? That's what I want to know. So for me, Jamal says it best. I would have only told Ashley only. So what I'm saying is this. The moment that Candiace received the text message, she could have just looked at her messages, put the phone down, and just went about her way, right? She could have just done that. But at the end of the day, maybe the camera's already on her when she received it, so we have no clue. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, once you bring up something on camera, at that point, it becomes a storyline. Whether you repeat it to the group or not, if you say it while the cameras are rolling, it becomes the story. Now, Shawnee, Shawnee, I can't put your comment on the screen because it has a curse word on it. You know what I'm saying? Someone else says, but your comment is hilarious. Love Britt says, I would have told Ashley only or not at all. That's kind of how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I know that I'm trying to get back in good with that person, or we just sort of reconciled. I would have probably looked at that message, and this is just me. I would have looked at the message and closed my phone and would not have said a word about it. What would you guys have done? Would you guys have put down the phone and not said anything about it and maybe told Ashley in private? Or would you guys have said it on camera so that it becomes a storyline? Let me know what you would do. And this could be true. This could be true because we couldn't even see who sent her the message. All we know is that it was a friend. So Miss Tidra says I would have told her. Sean says I would have minded my own business. Mary says I wouldn't have said anything at all. Shamika, I would have minded my business. Sierra says no, it's for entertainment, and he's out in the public with shenanigans. So, oh wait, someone says I think she made a spontaneous decision, and she made the wrong one. You know, that could be the case. Who knows? Who knows? I think, yeah, I mean, I would have said nothing at all. Autumn says, I'm not telling someone something that's obvious. Yeah, Dana, this is where I'm coming from. Knowing the history of the relationship, I wouldn't have said anything at all because I just feel like we're trying to mend fences. If I did say anything to you, it would have been under the table behind the scenes later on. I would have just texted her the information, be like, girl, handle this, because I don't want to be a part of it. That's just me, though. That is just me. Everything about the ladies doesn't have to be storylines. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to move on now, guys. I want to talk about KANDI Burruss and Nene Leakes. Miss Nene Leakes. KANDI Burruss has let us know that she actually ran into that good Nene Leakes. Well, kind of, sort of. She was doing an interview with I cannot remember these people's names. Oh, the show was called Close Up by E! News on Quibi. In the chatterization, does anybody have Quibi, by the way? I'm just curious. Do you guys have Quibi? In the comment section, let me know if you guys have Quibi. Because I don't have it. And I'm trying to figure out if there's any benefit to it. Anyway, nevertheless, she was on the show Close Up by E! News on Quibi. And she sort of details that she has run into Nene Leakes. She said, this is the funny thing. I have seen her. I don't think she saw me. I saw her at a restaurant one day and walked right past her. She did not recognize me because I had the mask on and I had like just got braids. Okay. She says, I wasn't looking like myself, but I said hello. And she was talking to somebody. And so I guess she didn't realize it was me and kept walking. And because they're not cool, she says, she just kept right on walking too. You know what I'm saying? But to be fair, I mean, honestly, I can't recognize barely nobody with these masks on. So for me, I get it. Listen, if I don't know who you are and you walking past me, I'm likely to do that myself. Like, who, what? Did somebody say something to me? What happened? I don't know. That's just me. But nevertheless, that's what's going on with KANDI and Nene Leakes. Now, I want to give you guys some more filming updates if you are ready for it. Nene Leakes posted something interesting on the good Twitter the other day. We'll get to that in a second, though. I want to talk about, let me get to KANDI first because I have this up on the screen already. KANDI. So she had an event, and shout out to our good friends over at Atlanta_Housewives for getting the photo. I'm not necessarily sure who took the photo, but KANDI Cares, her nonprofit organization, had an event where all the ladies came together to help out. And as you guys can see, we have who is in the frame here. Let's go from left to right. This looks to be that good Latoya Forever over here to the left. Then we have Kenya Moore looking like a stallion. Then we have that good Cynthia Bailey right beside her. And then we have KANDI Burruss standing with her baby Ace. Right behind her is Tanya. Next to her looks to be Marlo. She's giving us some fashions here, so I'm assuming that has to be her. Y'all know it's hard to tell who these people are with these masks on. And beside her with the red hair is that good old Porsha Williams. So we have some more photos from the event as well. Again, shout out to our friends over at Atlanta_Housewives. We can see KANDI here with, it looks to be, I can't really listen, honestly, I can't really tell who this is with these masks on. But I'm assuming that's Marlo with the fashionable fanny pack on. Okay. And you guys can see it's a free grocery pop-up event. All the ladies posted it. We got Porsha, Tanya, Latoya, KANDI, obviously our girl, Kenya Moore, obviously Marlo Hampton, obviously Cynthia Bailey, and obviously we have Drew Sidora. So this is looking like the rounded out cast right now at this point right here. So, you know, are y'all looking forward to this season without Nene Leakes? comment down below. Like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what it's going to give. Hopefully it's going to, I mean, and I'm not saying, listen, obviously the show goes on with or without anybody, as we've seen across these franchises. But I guess what I want to know is, how are you guys feeling about this season thus far from what we can see? And the funny thing about it is, you never really know what's happening as things are filming. We can only speculate from the looks of things on the outside. And can I tell you something? So, this is just me. I'm kind of actually here for not really knowing that much about what's going on as filming is happening, because then I feel like last season we knew so much about it. I felt like certain things were hyped up and they did not live up to the hype, right? And the same goes for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So much we knew so much about the Brandy and Denise story that by the time we actually saw it on the screen, I felt like it didn't live up to the hype. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, I think the hard thing about ATL is that it's going on 13 seasons. So how do you keep the show fresh and exciting after 13 seasons? A lot of people are really on to Potomac right now because it's still kind of new and kind of fresh and it's just getting good. You know what I'm saying? Real Housewives of Atlanta season 5 was popping and lit. You know what I'm saying? We had just gotten Kenya and Porsha on, and Kim Zolciak had left. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to kind of see. I want to since we're talking about Nene real quick, I want to share an update with you guys that she posted on that good Twitter. And it's nothing major. It's just something that I thought was interesting. She hasn't really tweeted in a couple of days, but the news reports have been out recently that, she at one side was saying, some outlets were saying she's moving forward with the lawsuit. Then TMZ came out with the statement that she was not moving forward with the lawsuit. And now we have her tweeting, "Who said that?" I don't even know what to believe at this point anymore. But at this point, I'm not even going to speculate. I'm just going to wait and see what pops off. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to wait and see what pops off, because really, for real, what else can we do? You know what I'm saying? We could be speculating. Thank you for the super chat. We could speculate all day, but at the end of the day, she ain't filming. So that's all we know. Thank you, EH Bunny, for the EHC Bunny for that compliment. I try to, when I do the thumbnail photos, I try to use the best photos of the ladies where they look great, they look glamorous. I feel like it's just hopefully I do them justice when I'm doing those. Lastly, real quick, we got another little update from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Since we're just talking about it, I might as well, we might as well tell it all or talk about it all. We got our boy Mike Hill has shared that it's literally 1 month away until Cynthia and his wedding. Okay, so it looks to me that this 10/10/2020 is still about to happen. He says, 1 month, you ready? And Cynthia Bailey says, been ready. Okay. I, for one, am happy to see this because, I feel like for a lot of people, the current pandemic stopped a lot of things from happening. You know what I'm saying? And, it's been a little bit challenging for a lot of us to deal with the things that we've had to either cancel. Some of us haven't been able to see our families. Like for me, I have not gone to visit, my mom and dad because I want to keep them safe. I want them to be protected. And so those types of things, they're difficult to deal with. So for me, I just have to say, I'm happy to see that they're still able to move forward with their wedding. For me personally, I wasn't able to move forward with my wedding in June because of the pandemic and everything had closed down. So we couldn't go through with the ceremony. And it was a tough situation. And I never really spoke about it on here because I just felt like I'll just keep working. Let me just keep working and doing my thing and staying busy. But it was difficult, man, because it's kind of like you plan so much for these things, and then all of a sudden something that none of us have ever experienced before comes, happens, and now we are forced to move forward in a new reality. And I guess I'm just saying that for me, I'm excited that they are pushing through and they're finding a way to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So, it's nice to see. I love to see that. Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's so Alec. I know so many people who had to cancel weddings and birthdays. I actually had a trip planned for my birthday in July to Palm Springs. I opted not to go because I was nervous about the 5-hour flight, not knowing that a month later I would have to fly for like business and personal reasons. But I was like, at the time, it was still in June that I had to make a decision. Like, no, I'm not going to fly to Palm Springs. I don't want to be on a 5-hour flight. Even though now I see so many people flying all the time, I'm like, I don't know. That's just, I'm getting real personal, but it's just frustrating. So I guess that's why when I see them still making it happen, it makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? That this whole situation hasn't messed up everything for everybody. So I'm happy to see this. That's just that. I appreciate y'all for being so positive about this situation. I hadn't even planned on saying that. It was just, I felt like I wanted to give you guys some context for why I wanted to mention this and why I wanted to acknowledge that I'm happy and proud of them. I don't know either of these people personally, but I'm happy for them. So real quick, somebody mentioned I'm ready for Housewives of Salt Lake City. The trailer looks good. Yes, one of the housewives of, let's see if I can pull it up. If we just talking right now, can we just freestyle it right now real quick, y'all? I don't have this wasn't planned. I'm just basically kind of like rolling right now since we're talking about stuff. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So here is the crazy gotcha. I'm about to pull it up for y'all right quick, and I'm not gonna pull up the trailer. I'm just gonna pull up the cast photo since we're talking. And I meant to touch on this last at the end of this week, but it was so much else going on. So here we have Mary Cosby. Now, Mary is Black. She's going to be on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which premieres in November. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, it's good. But I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Let me tell y'all what's going on. Here is the thing. What we saw in the trailer was not really even the most dramatic. This is going to be one of the most dramatic seasons of a Housewives show in ages. And they didn't even really give you guys all of the drama that's going to occur on this show this season. Apparently there's somebody who gets a black eye at some point. They go to Vegas at some point and somebody gets a black eye. I'm not necessarily sure, but here's the thing. Hold on. Yes, I'm excited too. So here's the thing. Let's get into Mary Cosby, because she's I think this is kind of a diverse cast. Obviously, she's Black. Here's what her bio reads. It says, get to know Mary Cosby with a penchant for God, couture, and only the finest champagne. Mary Cosby is a Pentecostal first lady who inherited her family's empire of churches, restaurants, and more. The caveat in her taking over the family business was that she had to marry her late grandmother's second husband, Robert Cosby Sr. They have since been married for 20 years and have one teenage son together. Small but mighty and always dressed to the nines, her unconventional past has made her guarded, and she quickly finds herself on shaky ground with some of the ladies. Now, I was like, now, wait a second. Now, say what now? She had to marry her grandmother's second husband, Robert Cosby Sr. Now, here's the thing. while it sounds a little scandalous, oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Tom Tim Entertainment. They should bring back Phaedra. It will make it interesting. As for Candiace and her part she played in the rumor about Monique, she did it out of hurt and not jealousy. As for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, might be interesting as marrying her step-grandfather is too much. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Malika Dunbar, as well. Yeah, so here's the gotcha on this situation. Yes, marrying her granddaddy. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, given that I'm assuming the grandfather was not he was not in the family, like he married into the family. And so he's not necessarily a biological factor in her being, if that makes any sense. But it sounds more like, I don't know. Honestly, it just still sounds kind of weird. And I hate to judge. But it does sound a little incestuality. You know what I'm saying? I totally made that up. It just sounds odd. It sounds odd. Listen, I can't wait to see it, to be quite honest with y'all. I cannot wait to see it. Shout out to our friends over at the Real Housewives franchise for, posting up the bios. Just to give you guys a little bit more insight. This is the full cast right here. So as you guys can see them from left to right, I'm excited about this season for a lot of different reasons. I'm really ready for Jen Shah. She is Tongan and Hawaiian, and she is married to a black man as well. So, her kids are black as well. So I'm really excited about her because if you guys follow her on Instagram, she gives you fashion, she gives you labels. She really, she does it up. You know what I'm saying? She's converted to Islam as well. So it's interesting. It'll be real interesting. But yeah, this marriage situation, y'all, I don't even know what to say about that. I feel like homegirl gonna have some explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? Explaining to do. Yeah, this is some real definite soap opera type stuff. Some real soap opera stuff. Yes. So let me know if, and I know it's not necessarily, it may not be everybody's flavor, but sound off in the chatterization if you guys will be watching the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City when it comes to November. I'm excited for it. I hope that it's as good as, the previews are suggested. And from what I'm hearing from behind the scenes, because from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, things are crazy on that show. Danielle Braxton says yes. Cecilia says yes. Autumn Sunset says maybe. Extreme Diva says yes. Worthy View says yes. Ready for a new cast and new city. I am too, man. I am too. It wasn't my flavor until marrying the grandpa. Let me tell y'all. That's what I'm thinking too. Maybe the second husband was younger than grandma. Tamika, I'm gonna be watching too. I'm definitely gonna be watching. Somebody said I sold them the show. You know what? I feel like, here's the thing. I'm all for a new housewife show. Tracy says, I said I wanted to marry granddaddy, but not my own. I'm here for it. I want to see new and fresh housewives on my television. I want to see new scandalous things on my television. Oh, thank you, Christina. I appreciate you. I want to see some new and fresh stuff on my good television screen. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I will always love Atlanta. Let me tell you something. I will always love my Atlanta ladies. But I also want to see fresh new stories as well. I want to see fresh new, housewives across the franchise. I want to see fresh new, just people in general, because I feel like it gives us an opportunity to explore things that we maybe have never seen. And this is definitely, marrying your grandfather is something that we have not seen. Okay. Now, would y'all do it if you had to save your family? If you wanted to keep the family money, the millions upon millions or the billions in your pockets, would you marry your grandfather? Just comment in the chatterization and let me know. Would you marry your grandfather to keep this money? Terry says no. So far says that's sick. That's the question. That's the question. It's a legit question, you know, because it's happening. Tierney says, no, we're going to be broke. Y'all are crazy. Cynthia says, marriage on paper, but procreate, no. Oh, Toya says in Salt Lake City, that happens a lot. Anita says, nope, couldn't do it. Erica says, yes, he's of no relation and is to maintain generational wealth. Busy Bee says, can I marry him and dip? Paulette Sally says, long as he's not biological. I don't think he's the biological. Shawnee says, I told y'all Utah is different. Yeah, to me, I feel like, oh, Southern Lady says, show the other women. Okay, 1 second. You have here Meredith Marks. We have Whitney Rose. Whitney got all this weave in her head. Her hair is like short, I think, but this weave looked like a lion. And then Heather Gay. And then Mary. Is that it? Oh, and then Lisa Barlow. So yeah. Somebody said, how much money though? I'm telling y'all, millions on millions on millions. Millions. Michelle says, Grandpa better put me in his will. Y'all silly. Yeah, she did look like a lion. It was too much. It's too much. It's too much. But yeah, that's the tea for y'all today. I just wanted to bring y'all a couple of little stories for the weekend and touch base with y'all today. You know, I need to go. It's almost, it feels like it's a hurricane going on outside here because the wind is blowing real crazy. So I'm gonna get up off this internet. If y'all like the freestyle, then I'll, you know, because I always feel like when I sit down, I feel like I got XYZ stories I need to get through. I want to make sure I touch on every little thing. And sometimes I forget that I could just sit here and also chat with y'all about little things that I come across. Anyway, y'all be safe. Y'all know I love y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, all that good stuff. And if anything pops off either this afternoon or tomorrow morning, then I'll bring it to y'all, okay? I will catch you guys in the next video.